Hello, hello all. I welcome you all to the series of renewable energy resources. I'm a faculty of EE department. Today I'll be starting with solar photovoltaic. The solar photovoltaic is a field of solar energy utilization by which solar radiation is converted into electricity or electrical energy using a device called photovoltaic cell or solar cell. A solar cell is made up of semiconductor material like silicon or other semiconductor like GaAs. When sunlight falls on these semiconductor material, electricity is generated. The amount of this generated electricity depend upon some factor like intensity of solar insolation, the size of solar cell, the type of semiconductor material, and ambient temperature. From one solar cell, only a fraction of electricity is obtained, which is provided in considerable amount by connecting these solar cells in series and parallel combination called photovoltaic modules. These modules are again fabricated in the series parallel combination to form photovoltaic arrays, which are generally used in solar photovoltaic. The plants to have enormous amount of power to supply it for residential and industrial application. Typically, 36 solar cells are fabricated in series to make a solar photovoltaic module. Now coming to the principle of solar cell. The solar cells are based on the principle of photovoltaic effect. The photovoltaic effect is is the photogeneration of charge carries in a light absorbed material as a result of absorption of light radiation. The photovoltaics or solar cell, as they are also called semiconductor devices because they convert sunlight into direct current DC or electricity. The group of photovoltaic cells are electrically configured into modules and arrays which can be used to charge batteries, operate motors, or to power any number of electrical loads. By using the appropriate power conversion equipment, PV system can produce alternating current compatible with any conventional appliance and can operate in parallel with an interconnection to the utility grid. Now coming to construction of solar cell. The solar cells, the crystalline silicon consists of a N-type semiconductor emitter layer and a P-type semiconductor layer base. The two layers are sandwiched and hence there is a formation of PN junction. The surface is coated with anti-reflection coating to avoid the loss of incident light energy due to reflection. A proper metal contacts are made on the N and P type side of the semiconductor for electrical connection. Now coming to the working of a solar cell. A typical silicon PV cell is composed of thin wafers consisting of an ultra thin layer of phosphorus doped N type silicon on top of a thicker layer of boron doped P type silicon. An electrical field is created near the top surface of the cell where these two materials are in contact, called the PN junction. When the sunlight strikes the surface of a photovoltaic cell, this electrical field provides momentum and direction to light stimulated electrons, resulting in a flow of current when the solar cell is connected to an electrical load. Regardless of size, a typical silicon photovoltaic cell produces about zero point 0.5 to zero point 0.6 volt DC under open circuit with no load condition. The current and power output of a photovoltaic cell depend on its efficiency and size and is proportional the intensity of sunlight striking the surface of cell. For example, the underlying peak sunlight condition, a typical commercial PV cell with a surface area of 160 centimeters square will produce about 2 watts peak power. If the sunlight intensity were 40% of the peak, this cell will produce about 0.8 watts. Now the types of solar cells based on the type of crystal used, solar cells can be classified as monocrystalline silicon cells, polycrystalline silicon cell, and amorphous silicon cell. So most of the solar cell are made up of monocrystalline or multicrystalline silicon. The silicon ingots are fabricated by using some crystal growth process like Scholastic method by using some special purpose furnace and other instrument used in process. These ingots found are then sliced into thin wafers. Typically single crystal wafers are of 125 into 125 mm and large size with the pseudo square shape. The multicrystalline wafers are typically 100 into 100 mm or large having square shaped structure. These intrinsic semiconductor silicon wafers are then converted into extrinsic semiconductor. The Si wafers can be made for higher mobility by adding some N-type phosphorus and P-type boron impurities and to have a p-n junction. In this way the silicon wafers are converted into solar cells which produce electricity when exposed to sunlight. Contacts or connections are attached to the top and bottom of each solar cell to enable interconnection and draining the current properly. Next is a amorphous silicon. In these type of solar cells are made up of amorphous silicon, the copper indium selenide cadmium sulfide. By laying some thin film deposition techniques, the thin film solar cells are having low cost of fabrication, but at the same time these cells are having very low efficiency. Therefore thin film solar cells are manufactured in little extent. Now, coming to polycrystalline solar cell, the liquid silicon is used as a raw material, and polycrystalline silicons was obtained followed by solidification process. The material contains various crystalline sizes. Hence, the efficiency of this type of cell is less than monocrystalline. So, as a result, we have comparison of types of solar cell. Coming to the efficiency of monocrystalline, polycrystalline, and amorphous silicon, the highest efficiency is having the monocrystalline silicon. The medium efficiency is imposed by polycrystalline, and the low efficiency, the amorphous silicon, is having very low efficiency of 5 to 7%. Now advantage of solar cell. When you are using solar cell, so there are certain advantage of using solar cell, that it is clean and non-polluting and it is a renewable energy. Next is the solar cells do not produce noise as they are totally silent. Since the solar energy is free of cost, hence no operation cost is there. More flexibility is available in solar photovoltaic system. Therefore, solar photovoltaic plants of different sizes may be designed and implemented at desire. The solar energy system are not location specific. Almost everywhere sun radiation is available. The electricity is the most convenient and most general form of energy which can be generated by using solar photovoltaic system and can also be converted into other forms of energy as per requirement. The solar photovoltaic system do not have any machinery moving system which results in low maintenance and repair. The solar photovoltaic system are eco-friendly since it don't pollute the environment like other power plants like thermal power plant or nuclear power plant, etc. The only supporting system like inverter batteries require some maintenance. The solar photovoltaic system are durable. Typically solar photovoltaic modules having life more than 20 years. Only some cleaning of upper surface of module may be done occasionally for a proper working. Next is the disadvantage of solar cell. The limitation of solar photovoltaic system having many advantages and features. The sort of solar photovoltaic system having some limitations as well. They are expensive and installation cost is very high. The efficiency is very lesser. The weather, it is also weather dependent and only available in a daytime. The energy has to be stored in batteries and sun. So these are the limitations of solar cells. Next is the applications of solar energy. Used in domestic power supplies, electrical power generation in space, drying agriculture products. Solar pumps are used for water supply, water heating, generating electrical power to provide electrical power to satellites as well. So thank you. Have a nice day.